Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 6 of the 30-day Body, Mind, and Spirit Challenge. Today, we're going to be working on the mind, and we're going to prepare a custom intent. Today we're going to prepare a QLS, a quantum layering session with 3 intentions to help quiet the mind and get you into a beautiful space. So, we're doing 3 days of Aquaware 5. This is 5th generation technology. It has been out about 10 years and has evolved over the years to its current iteration, which is Aquaware 5. It is by far the most powerful software I've ever created. Then we become the Source 5, and we'll be doing some activations on that later in the series. But I really, want to invigorate and get you all excited. Okay, day 6 is a huge pivotal point for everybody because, like we all know, into the new year, there's a fab new diet, generally lasts about between 5 and 7 days, and then boop, you're back to McDonald's or Burger King. We have gym equipment that we buy, boom, it's in the closet after about 3 weeks, and of course we all get gym memberships that we use for maybe a month and probably average going maybe 12 times within that month, and then of course we have to pay for it for the rest of the year. So again, we are showing you a variety of experts in exactly what they do. Some are covering the mind, some are covering the spirit, some are covering the body. I am doing body, mind, and spirit. I'm showing you technology, I'm showing you sacred geometry, and I will again be showing you things within your environment that you can use to help move you forward in the body, mind, and spirit. When the body, mind, and spirit are aligned, you are beautiful. When you're working towards it, you're beautiful. And when you're in that octave, that zone, or that frequency, magic happens. Okay, with that said, we're going to build a QLS. Now, I've already prepared 2, and we're going to do a 3rd. And it just so happens that Aquaware 5 comes with what we call Brilliant Minds. It's absolutely beautiful and amazing. So under the Brilliant Minds sections, we have everybody from, Albert Boudreaux all the way down to Stephen Hawkins. And, I specifically have created all of these because they're all beautiful people. And that, when you consume their essence within water that's programmed with their essence, it does absolutely amazing things. So today, I think on the mind part of it, we're going to use Isaac Newton. Okay, so again, folks, at this point, we're running the intention just to save it, and then we're going to build a quantum layering session. Aquaware 5 has the technology in it to allow you to import up to 9 intentions into 1 glass of water. Absolutely mind-blowing, for bodybuilders, for everyone that needs, that has a regimen in the morning. It's very, very quickly. So with that said, we're going to come over to the Advanced Features tab. We're going to take a look at the quantum layering sessions. We're going to build a QLS. Now within here, I have already created 3 of them. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and drag them down. The first one is a mind chatter. Okay, we're going to calm your mind chatter so you have more clarity throughout the day. You can concentrate on tasks. Okay, quiet mind. I don't know about you, but my mind never stops racing. It's 24/7. It's always going. Quiet mind is beautiful to help me quiet my mind before I have a task at hand and, just absolutely move into it without any problems. And then we're going to drag down Isaac Newton. Okay, again, folks, we're just using 3. Maybe later in the 30-day challenge we'll increase that, but for now this is actually very proficient. We're going to save this. We're going to call this the mind. Now we're going to run it. Now again, folks, it doesn't matter where the water is, where you put your attention, the intention will follow. Okay? Doesn't matter if it's a glass of water next to your computer, a case of water downstairs, a body of water on the other side of the planet, or a cup of coffee on Mars. The principles that govern this technology are based in the quantum realm, where space, time, and distance absolutely have no bearing on anything. Where you put your attention, the intention will follow. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We are running water prep, 3.1 seconds. We are running user prep, 3.1 seconds. And now we are nucleating the water with our three intentions. And the first one is mind chatter. We want to calm our minds. We want to block out the ego that talks to us all the time. Blah, 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 blah. We're now running quiet mind. We're going to quiet our minds. Get into that oneness, that stillness that permeates absolutely everything in existence. Okay, it's a higher octave. Got to work to get there. Now we're nucleating Isaac Newton. Absolutely brilliant mind, beyond brilliant. And there we go. So when you consume the water, the first thing I want you to do is just put a little bit on your palate and notice the taste and the texture. Some people describe it as silky. Some people describe it as being oily. Some people say it tastes like medicine, and so forth down the line. Go ahead and consume as much as you want. Then sit back and close your eyes and allow the energy of the water to move to your mind. Sometimes you'll get a tightening around your forehead, like someone slipped a belt on it. Goes around the forehead, over the ears, into the base of the skull. It's a pressure, but it's not uncomfortable. That's a sign that things are working in your best interest. So again, folks, today is the mind. Get out there, rock it, stick with the program, and you will see beautiful and amazing changes in your life. Peace out. Thank you.
And hi there, Reno Soriano here, the Conscious Health Alchemist, day 6 on your 30-day Holistic Health Challenge. Okay, so today I want to talk about a very important topic. It's called fat. Now, I'm here to set the record straight on this topic because most people are very misinformed. They're programmed, and what's being put out there is actually the exact opposite of the truth. So, most people have been programmed to fear fat, and you've been programmed to think that fat puts fat on your body, and that's the most untrue philosophy for your health. So here's the deal. I break everything down to simplistic, holistic terms, okay? So fat will not put fat on your body, and here's why. Every time you ingest something, it breaks down into simple molecules. So when you ingest protein, and you ingest it, it goes through a process, and it breaks down to simple molecules called amino acids, okay? Which your body uses as protein, and amino acids pretty much run your whole body, runs your neurotransmitter, rebuilds your body, rebuilds muscles, okay? So now when you ingest fat, what happens to fat? It does not go to your hips or your stomach or your legs. That's an impossibility. Why? Because fat breaks down into two compounds. One is water, and the other one's called simple lipids, which are fat molecules, both of which your body will use as nutrition. So the proponents teaching that fat makes you fat is way off, and I would ask you to reconsider what you choose to believe. So fat is actually one of the most important nutrients your body requires to be healthy, to be radiant, and your brain needs the most amount of fat to actually communicate and to actually relay neurotransmitter activity. And if you don't get this fat in abundance every day, well, you're going to be not able to connect. You're not going to be able to relay those messages, and then the rest of your body suffers. So fat is king. As far as I'm concerned, fat is the king of nutrients. And so I would ask you to reconsider what you think is true. And all I have is one question. That paradigm has been presented now for 50 years, and we have more overweight and unhealthy people than ever before. And you're being told to limit your fat and calories and to go work out and do all these things. And I look out there and go, we have a bunch of overweight, unhealthy people. So those paradigms have not proven themselves. And so if you want to fare much better, I would ask you to be open-minded. And I'm going to present some unique, let's call it unique creative ideas of how to start bringing in fat into your diet, because it will actually help you to stay slim. Okay, that's the irony. If you input healthy fats and what I call essential fats throughout the day, not just one type of fat, because a lot of people are telling you, oh, take olive oil and put olive oil in everything. I don't think olive oil is the top 5 on my list. It doesn't make the top 5. Sorry. There's other fats that are way healthier. And so I'm going to ask you to say, you need to start bringing in the fats. Bring it in, baby, because it's going to be your skin, your hair, your brain communication, your libido. It's vital for your entire body, mind, what I call body-mind system. And so it will actually even clear up your mind. It will actually help you to have a clearer mind, clearer thoughts, and feel more confident. And oh, by the way, it just happens to be the greatest energy source. So if you want more energy and more vibe in your life, you need to bring in the fats. You can't just do it once in a while or when you remember. You need to do it every day, multiple times a day, okay? And my body needs vast amounts of fat because I'm a high vibe being, but I'm also lean. I work out and I'm active. My body needs it and sucks it in, and I could take out probably 200 grams of fat per day, and that for me is fine. And now some people, they say, well, I've done this diet and that diet, but what you're not understanding is you need to bring in the fats in balanced ratios every day with most of your meals. And most people are not doing it. They've been programmed to fear fat, and so they stay away from fat. And when you stay away from fat and your body goes deficient, your body will actually go into survival mode. And what happens is then your body starts storing fat as a protection mechanism because it's sensing, oh, you're not feeding me, so I have to store this because it's sensing you're going through times that you have no nutrition supply coming in. Okay, back in the day, thousands of years ago, if people didn't have nutrition coming in or they couldn't eat very often, the body goes into survival mode. It starts storing fat on your body to protect you. Okay, it's a protective mechanism. So fat is king. And hi there, I'm back. This is video part 2 of my Fat is King video on your 30-day health challenge. Okay, so as I was saying, to reiterate, fat is king. Your body needs it, your brain needs it, your libido needs it. And so most people are confused about, there's two types of fat. One is unsaturated and the other one's saturated. And so same thing, there's misinformation with that as well, because most health officials will tell you this, oh, saturated fat, it clogs your arteries and it does all this thing. No, it doesn't. It's a lie, it's a scam. Saturated fat is actually more important than the unsaturated fats. Unsaturated fats come from seeds and plants, okay? It is healthy, okay? But saturated fats come from animal sources. And now here's the big one that most people are misinformed is you are, scientifically speaking, considered an animal. So if you take an animal and a plant, which are you most resemble? You're an animal, and you need these constituents of saturated fats coming in. Why? And here's the most important fact is saturated fats are the precursor, the building molecules that your body takes in to string the molecules to produce hormones. Hormones run your entire body, and the big one's called metabolism. So most people are staying away from saturated fats, and that's the greatest dishonor and disservice to your body, because now your body can't string molecules together to produce your hormones, to run your metabolism, to run your immunity, to run your brain functioning, and that's where people are at. They're deficient. They're staying away from the fat, and the most essential thing you should be doing is incorporating these saturated fats. And so a lot of, again, health officials are telling you to stay away from the saturated fats because they clog your arteries. Well, let me tell you something. Saturated fats will actually help keep your arteries clean, okay? And this has been proven. Again, you can go research the findings of Weston A. Price. He had actually funded his own study, and it's called Weston A. Price Foundation. You can go research it yourself to see what he had discovered about fats are king, is what I'm saying. And there's other people now finally catching on, like, yeah, these fats are actually, when people are on them, magical things happen. So I know I've had miraculous results with my clients with just telling them to start ingesting pure fat in the morning and before going to bed, and things start rebounding, their health rebounds. Now, why is that? Because fats are very easy to digest, they're absorbable, and the body needs actually fats to actually digest your foods as well and do a bunch of other things. Again, libido, metabolism. The purpose of this video is to kind of start shifting you back to the truth and to nature, and saying, follow nature and you fare much better. And again, I'm going to say, don't even believe me. Try it out for 5 days. Try it out for 7 days. But I would say, look at what you've done so far, and how do you feel and how do you look? And if you're not blinged out in radiant health, and if you're not slim, you might be a little open-minded and maybe follow what I'm recommending. So how do you incorporate these fats? I say you need a balance every day. So another proponent I want to bring up before I forget is, you're being told to eat lean, dense meats. Go for the white chicken, the lean meats. That is the greatest dishonor you can do to your body. That meat is lean, it's dense, it requires enzymes and hydrochloric acid and other bionutrients to break down. That will actually put strain on your organs. It will actually make your body acidic, and it will actually put undue stress on your kidneys and liver. I'm here to say that it's the fatty cuts of meat that are actually the healthiest. And I know there's going to be a lot of people disagreeing. All I do is go, okay, here, let's try it. Let's try it for 1 day, 2 days. And all I know is the results speak for themselves. The fatty cuts of meats are chicken wings, chicken legs, ribeye steaks. If you're going to do turkey, turkey's really lean. Do the legs only, leave the rest. It's way too lean. Lamb is actually good because it's real fatty. Anything fatty like salmon, fish is way better than tuna. Stay away from tuna. Too lean, and it harbors a lot of mercury and other compounds. So fatty meats are king, my friend. Try it for just a few days. I guarantee you, your body will tell you the truth. It will bling out. You'll feel much better. You'll have mental clarity. You will just radiate. So we need to start incorporating higher level truth. We got to stop buying paradigms because your health is going to suffer. And I say, look out there at people. They're unhealthy, overweight, and that's because they're following the paradigms. I don't follow paradigms. I follow nature, and I invite you to take a ride on the nature side. Okay, my friend? So I have some other information down in the links that are complementing this video. Just open them up, read them, and I show you how to incorporate fats every day. So this way your body starts receiving an abundance, so your body can actually do its thing. Okay, and then there's other information that I'll have down there, and get back to me if you have any questions. You know where to reach me. I'm Reno Soriano. Remember, healthy body, happy soul.
Hey guys, Wendy Johns here. Today's challenge is a surprise. It's not all hyped up, motivational, do this or do that. It's more self-care, and self-care is self-healing. And what I mean by that is I want to give you permission to take a nap. If you need a nap, you have to take one. I mean, even if it's just closing your eyes for 10 minutes and collecting yourself. We don't give ourselves permission in Western culture to do this. Not without, anyway, guilt or some kind of shame behind it. And we can't serve from an empty vessel. So please, if you feel like, especially in the afternoon, which happens to a lot of us, after lunch, you know how it is. You're at the desk, or you just, you're somewhere, you just feel like, oh, I wish I could just close my eyes. Well, just get in a space where you can do it if possible. If you're not on an assembly line, you can probably do it. If you work on an assembly line, then when you take a break, close your eyes, relax your whole self and body. Don't spend all the time on the phone or talking. Actually, turn yourself inwards and collect yourself and relax. And then I promise you, when you come out of it, you'll feel so much more refreshed and ready to tackle the rest of the day. So that's your challenge. Take a nap if you feel like it. I give you permission. Live well. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, we're back. Day 6, Body, Mind, Spirit Challenge. My name is Jim Standish and I am one of your co-hosts here, picking up the spiritual pillar. So let's just kind of recap a little bit where we've been. We're talking a little bit conceptually about the opportunity to incarnate somewhere, the opportunity to incarnate into 3D density or vibration, if you will, the ability to experience physical sensation, physical stuff. We came in with some certain circumstances. One of those circumstances we talked a little bit about yesterday, the concept of a wanted child versus an unwanted child. I can tell you that it has messed up some people in the past. I do seminars, and I've even had parents say, like, oh my God, my daughter was an unwanted child. And I don't want you to get hung up on that at all. What I'm trying to get at is that as young people, we are the product, a lot of times we are the product of our environment, and our environment can be set up by a lot of well-intending individuals in our lives, especially as young people. It's it's Aunt Mary, it's Uncle Joe, it's your mom, it's your dad, it's your siblings, and some of the experiences that we have with these people actually kind of lodge in our system and can lead to our decision-making abilities. We become what is known as a natural child versus an adaptive child. We learn to adapt to our situation. All of this stuff we're going to get to. I'm just kind of laying a foundation, and I don't want you to get too hung up on this. We're taking little steps at a time, and we're going to come back to this, and there's a reason why I'm covering this. So let's put all that aside. Now let's say that we incarnated. Now, what is the first thing you do? You come out of the womb, somebody smacks you on your butt, and you go, right? And you take that first breath. Now, there's some schools of thought that say that that breath, that first breath, is when the soul enters the body. I don't know if that is 100% true or not. I mean, sure, it makes sense. I think it also makes sense that there's an awful lot that leads up to that, right? I think there's a lot of setting the stage, if you will. So, aside from that, let's say that is the first chance that you had. You come in and that, that's the first thing you do is you take a breath. So, many of us were not taught how to breathe. In Eastern cultures, in a lot of the shamanic traditions, Eastern philosophy, working with qi, with qigong, working with qi, which is energy. CHI is another word for energy. Breath is very, very, very important. In fact, it can be used to direct energy. And many of us are just not taught how to breathe. And we are going to be doing some breathing exercises. So what I really want to start with is just practicing breathing. And I know this sounds silly, right? Like, Jim, you don't need to teach me how to breathe, man. Now, if this is repeat information for you, I think that's fantastic. If you're a meditator, obviously you have learned some breathing exercises. My intention for this whole series is to make this accessible to everybody. Okay, so if you're a meditation master and you've got breathing down pat, fantastic. God bless you. You've done a lot of work to get there. Some of us haven't even given it a thought as to how we breathe. Okay, so we're going to start very simply, and just by talking about it a little bit, I want you tonight to practice breathing, because we're going to go into some breathing exercises. And if you don't practice breathing a little bit before that, the breathing exercises are actually going to be a little bit difficult to do. So let's just look at it real quick. The first thing we do is we take a breath, right? You can live a couple of weeks without food. You can live a few days without water. You can only live a few minutes. You can only live a few minutes without breathing. And this is going to be a little bit longer video. I can see I'm running longer on this one than some of the other ones, but I think it's important. We're going to do some groundwork, and the groundwork is important because it's going to lead to other things. So let's just look at our lungs, right? You look at the diaphragm. Diaphragm is a muscle that sits at the bottom of your lungs that moves down and up like this, so that when you breathe in, diaphragm pulls down, expands the lungs, and your lungs fill full of air. And when you exhale, diaphragm pushes back up and pushes the lungs out and pushes the air out of your lungs. So tonight, as silly as this sounds, I want you to practice breathing a little bit, okay? And I want you to practice deep breathing, so that when you breathe in, we're going to breathe in through our nose. Now, there's a number of reasons why it's good practice to practice breathing in through your nose. One of those reasons is there's lots of little hairs inside your nose that act as a filter, and they can filter out a lot of the stuff in the air. And also, there's a temperature element to that you're breathing in through your nose, that the air has a chance to get to body temperature before it gets to your lungs. So I want you to practice breathing in through your nose, and when you pull your diaphragm down, I want you to fill it and fill your lungs as much as you possibly can. And then when you exhale, I want you to exhale through your mouth. And when you push it, I want you to push all of the air out of your lungs. In fact, when you think you have exhaled all the way, I want you to push a little bit more, okay? And I want you to push that air out of your lungs. That's all I want you to do. This is the homework for tonight. You're going to practice breathing in, practice breathing out. And what this is conscious breathing. You know why? Because you're thinking about it. That's it, guys. Day 6. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Dr. Howard. Today is about blessing people. We think of blessings as magic words said by a priest. I'm a hereditary priest of ancient Israel, so I have a little experience with blessings. Essentially, a blessing is a request for divine love to be bestowed, and making such a request is a holy act. However, it is my experience that there is another type of holy act. It is an act motivated by unconditional love for the purpose of enhancing another's experience of the divine. For example, in the chiropractic school that I attended, we were taught that aligning a patient's spine promoted health by removing energy blockages, subluxations, while strengthening the patient's connection with universal intelligence. This being the true purpose of chiropractic. In this context, facilitating healing becomes a holy act. Bless you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey everyone, Donna Whittington here from Peace, Love, and Bliss Coaching. And today I want to talk about vulnerability. What does it mean to be vulnerable? And what are some different ways in your relationship that you can be vulnerable? You know, that is one of the things, being vulnerable is one of those things that nobody really wants to do, because it does allow for you to be completely exposed and not knowing what the other person, not knowing how they're going to react to you, to what you say or to what you do. However, being vulnerable is the best way to get you to the next level in the relationship. Whether the relationship is strong enough to handle vulnerability or not, it has to happen. So when you let down your guard and you talk about the things that need to be talked about, you're lowering and you're letting go of the attachment to the outcome. So when you find yourself being vulnerable, for whatever the situation is, if it's something that you have to talk to your partner about, that you are scared to death to talk to them about, or at work, or just, a friend, family member, or whoever, being vulnerable is it's one of those things where it's kind of scary because you do not have control of the other person. And that's the beautiful thing, is you don't have control of the other person. So you might as well let that go. Let it go as to how they're going to react to what you say or what you do. The quicker that you can let go of people's reactions to you, the better you can move on with the things that you need to do for yourself. Being vulnerable is about you taking care of you. Sometimes it's a painful proposition to be vulnerable because you don't know what's going to happen. You might be afraid that your partner may leave you or your friend may stop talking to you. That's their choice. But for you, when you need to take care of business and handle your business for whatever needs to happen, you kind of have to put yourself out there, be vulnerable, remove the detachment to the outcome. When you can remove the detachment to the outcome, that gives you the ability to free yourself up. And remember, this is good for any type of relationship. Being vulnerable. We all have those times in our lives where we have to put ourselves out there and be vulnerable. Do it. Get it over with. I think it's Byron Katie that says, feel the fear and do it anyway. That's what vulnerability is. Feel the fear, do it anyway, so that you are able to move on to the next level. And if that means moving on without that partner, that friend, onto a different job or a different circumstance, you probably knew that anyhow. So, although it's not an easy thing, but remember, when you set yourself up to make changes in your life, there's going to be a lot of unknowns. But the thing that will help you through the unknowns is if you keep your mind and your spirit open to whatever happens and that you're able to kind of flow with that. Okay, I'm Donna Whittington of Peace, Love, and Bliss Coaching. I hope this helps when you're thinking about any situation where it requires you to be vulnerable. You can connect with me at Peace, Love, and Bliss Coaching at gmail.com. You can also connect with me on the Facebook page. I have a Facebook group page. It's called Love Connections, LLC. You can connect with me there. You can leave an email there. You can also connect with me in Facebook on my personal page, Donna Whittington. Thank you.
Hi. Today, I'd like to dare you. I dare you to live as the question. I dare you to question everything that you have learned, even if it's in a school textbook. Even if you hear it on TV, read it somewhere, I dare you to question everything. Einstein style. Do it your way. Question it. Is this true for me? What's true for you may not be true for anyone else, by the way. Yeah. So question everything. Question your thoughts. Is this mine? Perhaps you are super psychic and picking it up from others around you. Wow. So, even who you consider to be an authority figure, question that too. Question it within you. And what may come of that. So, the challenge. Question everything. You are the one. Yeah. And as one, we can expand the all that we are. Expand the all. Yeah. How's that? So be your genius self and question it. How does it get any better than that? Have fun. Enjoy. Bye. Namaste.